hugs. I hope that everyone's having an awesome day today.
Did you hear that next week is homecoming week?
I did hear. I'm so excited to dress up. We have Monday Pajama Day, Tuesday Clashing Patterns, Wednesday Honoring Hawaii Day, and it's for a good cause.
Really? I heard that we're raising money for Maui rehabilitation.
That is true. We have Thursday an athlete versus athlete, and Friday is green and white. Isn't there games too next week?
Yeah, we have a bunch of sports games. Monday is volleyball, Tuesday is field hockey, Wednesday is girls tennis, Thursday is boys soccer, Friday is girls soccer, and on Saturday we have a parade at 6 o'clock and the football game at 7.
I am so excited. This is my favorite week of school.
Yeah, and we even have a 3-day weekend.
Why?
Because Yom Kippur is on Monday.
That is so exciting.
We're so excited for homecoming week. We hope everyone has so much fun.
Pause up!
So, I'd just like to start out by thanking Mr. Hirsch for coming and doing this interview for our first morning show. It's great to have you here.
Well, thanks for having me. This is really exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, so we picked you as our first, interviewee, not just because you're our principal, but at least I think you're a guy who, you spend pretty much, hours and hours every day in meetings, but you still manage to be, I think, unusually connected with, the school and student community. And one thing in particular I've noticed is that you, every week, there's this email that goes out in the Bulldog Blast, and you have, a letter in it. And it's not just, announcements. It's personalized, advice and stuff. So I was curious, what inspired you to, start doing something like that?
So the idea actually started when I was interviewing for this job with Dr. Harrison. And at the time I was very happy as principal at Valhalla. And Dr. Harrison asked me, is there anything I would do differently if I came here? And I thought for a second, and I realized that I wish I'd done more, or I was currently doing more with kind of community outreach. And so I said, yeah, something I've never really done, but I've been thinking about is maybe some kind of newsletter. And Dr. Harrison laughed, goes, well, you will do a newsletter because that's the expectation. I said, oh, great match, right? So I spent the summer before I started sort of looking around, what do other principals do? And the vast majority of principal emails are, look below for important links, have a great weekend, your principal. And I thought, well, I don't see the purpose of that, right? I mean, everybody's they're either gonna look below or not, whether I tell them to. And so I thought, okay, well, as a parent, what would I want to read? And then I realized, well, as a parent, I don't even really always read the weekly blast. And so I assume most people don't read the weekly blast. So I sort of started viewing the blast as an opportunity almost like a Dear Diary moment. And assuming that nobody would ever read these. And I've been shocked and surprised whenever a parent or, oh my God, a student references something I wrote. I can't believe you guys are reading. And when I've shown what I've written to other principals, they all think I'm insane. I'm nuts. How are you going to sustain this?
Yeah, it's every week, and it's page long, a page and a half long.
It's relentless, right? Yes, my joke with Ms. Soreo, who puts together the blast, is I've used up all the words. And today, as we sit here, today's Tuesday, yeah? What am I going to write on Friday? I have no idea. But something always comes, something always emerges. And so I just sort of sit back, think about my week, think about what do I most want to say to parents and students, and then I just kind of let her go. I usually wind up writing it, actually, to be honest, late Wednesday night. So by this time in 48 hours, I'll have known.
Wow, it's interesting that you said, you really can't predict what you're writing, you don't know what's to come. So, I mean, building off of that, I was curious, what you were looking forward to for this school year in specifically.
So, I think a few things. One is, I care deeply about high schools in general, Irvington High School specifically, and the students here. And so I look forward every year, it's its own journey, and I lose 25% of my students, but I gain 25% more, and so I want to get to know the new students or get to know the students. You and I got to know each other a little bit last year, but you're a really fascinating guy. I can't wait to learn more about you and see where this what you're doing now, when I think about what it's going to look like a year from now, it's really exciting to me. So that's stuff I look forward to. When I was preparing sort of the professional development things for the teachers this year, I had a couple priorities. One is a continuation last year. So one of my number one goals is to elevate student voice and use that to make decisions. So that's why we ran focus groups last year. We're going to do more student outreach this year. I'm going to be starting something called the Principal's Council that you'll hear more about soon. Just a way to try, we need to hear what your experience is if we're going to make this a great experience for you. But the other thing that has been sort of like insistent in my brain this year is, I've now been in public education for over 20 years. And I feel like we know a lot of the answers, but we don't actually act on what we know. So for example, if you asked any teacher here, how do students learn? How do adolescents learn? Almost none of them would say, oh, they just have to sit back in their empty vessels and we fill them up. We know that students need to be engaged, and students crave relevancy, and students want to be able to collaborate, work together. We're social learners. And so if we know that, how do we create a school and a system that kind of reflects what we know? So that's what I've been really thinking about this year.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So you're basically sort of trying to transform the academic environment to be more interactive.
Yeah, I suppose, although to be clear, I'm blessed to have a truly great team here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and so I wouldn't say I'd say we have been trying, as a school, and well before I got here, to try to get to this kind of next vision of what high school education should look like. And so I think my task here is to kind of help us fulfill that vision. I think I put in last week's blast, to truly become that city on a hill, which is, by the way, John Winthrop quote. Look it up, guys. Primary sources. But for us truly to be the best high school we can be. Yeah.
Wow. So, first of all, this is really great. We really, at least I think I got a good window on your work professionally, and I'm also kind of curious. Do you mind maybe saying or describing maybe a hobby that you have that not many people in Irvington know about?
Okay. So a few things. One is I do almost all the cooking for my family, and that's something I take really seriously. It's actually the way I wooed my wife, was a part of my cooking for her. I do love to play golf in the summer. I think my 20-year-old self would be totally disappointed with my 50-year-old self is going to say. I'm kind of lame. I really love spending time laughing with my kids. I'm going to do my best to get to my daughter's playing a JV volleyball game tonight. So after work, I'm going to try and go see that. I actually really like doing that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's something. Spending time with. I feel like spending time with family. I agree that it should take first and foremost place. You know what I mean? But I mean it can be really valuable. But
well, just on that, one thing I'd add. One thing I've learned is that you don't, and this I think is relevant for not just family time. I think we don't find time, we make time. And so I think often we get more out of doing less. And so I would think that's something actually I think students at Irvington need to think about. Sometimes doing less leads to more, whether it's more fulfillment or even more achievement of fewer things you're doing. I think sometimes taking on too much spreads us too thin. And
right, if you have so much that you don't even have a lunch period, that might be more detrimental.
Right.
Well, anyway, thanks for coming. I hope to speak with you again soon.
Great, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.